Hello Guardians, and welcome to my introduction on Warmind Cells. This is the all you need to know basics for how to use them and what they are specifically used for. I'll be teaching you each mod and the function of that mod. I will also be teaching you how to make Warmind Cells and on how you get the mods. If you need to learn a small part, please check the description down below for each timestamp to each section. With all of that said, let's jump right into it. When you are wanting to get mods, you will only have one mod to begin with, that is Global Reach. The Warmind Cell mods can only go on 3 types of armor: Season of Dawn, Season of Worthy, and Season of Arrival's armor pieces. Anything else, they will not be compatible. In order to get mods, you have to come to Banshee, and it will be in this slot here, where the sniper rifle ammo finder is. They are on daily rotation, so they might not be being sold by Banshee, but check every day and you might be able to find some of them. In order to make a Warmind Cell, you're going to need weaponry. You have many options, but you also can make Warmind Cells with a mod, but we'll talk about that later on in the episode. The weapons is the 7th Sarah Carbine, nothing in Scout, nothing in Pulse. In hand cannons, you have the Icelios HC 1.0.1, do take note that this is the year 1 variant, the 7th Sarah Officer Revolver, and the Icelios HC 1.0.2. This is the year 2 variant that can come with random rolls. In submachine guns, we have the Icelios SMG 1.0.1, the Icelios SMG 1.0.2, this is the year 2 variant, and the 7th Sarah VY7. In sidearms, we have the 7th Sarah SI2, and we have no bows. In special, we have the Icelios SG 1.0.1, this is the year 1 variant. We have the 7th Sarah CQC 12 and the Icelios SG 1.0.2. This is the year 2 variant. We have nothing in grenade launcher, nothing in fusion rifles, but we do have sniper rifles. We have the Icelios SR 1.0.1. As you probably already guessed, this is the year 1 variant. And in the second page, we have the Icelios SR 1.0.2, and as you probably also guessed, this is the year 2 variant. In heavy, we have no swords, no grenade launchers, no rocket launchers, no linear fusion rifles, but we do have one machine gun, what is the 7th Sarah SAW. Each and every one of these weapons can make a Warmind Cell. Now that you've hopefully chosen your weapon of choice, I'm going to be using the Icelios SMG 1.0.2, and now that you have picked your weapon of choice, whatever you're most comfortable with, you now need to make Warmind Cells. But you've probably ran off and killed a load of things and been questioning, I haven't summoned any Warmind Cells, what am I doing wrong? Well, to put it short, you need a mod. I'm going to be using Global Reach. That doubles the default range from 30 to 60. I'll go more in depth later on the Global Reach mod. And you need to now get points. Red bars are worth 1 point. Yellow bars are worth 2 points. And gold bars that I've weakened beforehand just to make examples easier are worth 7. Now, you might be asking, well, how many points do I need to make a Warmind Cell? How do I summon these things in? You need a total of 7 points. That means 7 red bars, 4 yellow bars, and 1 gold bar. There are an exception, though. The meatball has an immunity orb. Whenever you destroy that with one of the Icelios or 7th weapons, it instantly makes a Warmind Cell. There is also Acolyte Eyes. No matter if it's a red bar, yellow bar, gold bar, the Acolyte Eye will instantly turn into a Warmind Cell when you destroy it. These two are the only exceptions that I have found so far. If I find others, I will make sure to add them into the description or the pinned section where there will be extra notes on stuff I miss. But as said, those are the only two exceptions to the point system that will immediately make a Warmind Cell and give you 7 points on 1 kill. For an example, you can damage the enemies with a sniper rifle, and you can still make a Warmind Cell as long as the final blow is with the SMG. Once again, yellow bars are the same. Once I kill this acolyte, it will make a Warmind Cell. Red bars is 7, but it's going to take so long that I'm not going to bother. And I'm going to go on to the next bit, where the ogre is all the way over there, already damaged from a previous Warmind that I blew up, because this is the second take of this. Oops. As you can see, it has an extended reach. Now, Warmind cells have unique properties where sometimes they will just go through walls, where it would be there and it would damage the enemies here. But for this explosion, it didn't. It might have killed some of the red bars, but it's hard to tell. And you can keep making Warmind cells as long as you, well, have an Icelios weapon. You can have infinite on the field. It's really hard to tell how many exactly because they will disappear before I can keep making them. I did have up to 10 at one time with a build that I expanded on. That build that I use, I will give a small little clip of how it works, and I will link the build maker in the description down below. He's made a load of good builds, you probably know him. But now you might be asking, well, how do the points determine? Well, points are determined by kills, and they can disappear, like most buffs. As you can see, all of my buffs are flashing, meaning they are not permanent and they will be leaving. Chargeable light will be consumed by, well, whatever. Threat detector will immediately end the second I go out of the 20-meter range, and anti-barrier rounds will disappear the second I swap weapon. Warmind Cells is in the background. You do not know how many points you have. You can have some stored up for ages, but they will disappear on 3 cases. 1, you have summoned a Warmind Cell. You cannot make another Warmind Cell by stacking points from enemies, so you cannot kill yellow bars, get 8 points, and then you only need 6 red bars to make a point. The points do not carry over. Sometimes I have noticed, in very rare cases, that one of my friends had, is he killed 4 yellow bars and then killed 6 red bars and still made a Warmind Cell. That is the one rare case I've ever seen, but it's not something you should rely on at all. The second way you can lose points is by simply dying. Dying will reset your points. Simple as that. And the third one is by just not getting a kill in a duration of time. It's very hard to tell how long, because I've sometimes waited 10 seconds and lost the points, all of them. And sometimes I have killed 6 red bars, ran off to another section about 2 minutes later, and then still had 1 more red bar killed to make a Warmind Cell. It's very hard to tell how the point system works. I, to be honest, wish there was a way to tell how many points I was getting and how long until it disappears, because I would really like it to be at least somewhat understandable. But I understand that Bungie doesn't want 20 million buffs on your screen, and it's just going to take up more room. I fully understand that, so I'm not going to complain. Now, Warmind Cells can also be created by mods, and you can get less points. For this example, I'm going to use Wrath of Rasputin, where solar splash damage is going to make a Warmind Cell. Now, this might probably kill him, but solar splash damage from the grenade still makes a Warmind Cell. This makes it very easy to make Warmind Cells, but as stated once again, Warmind Cells are very, very weird in their behavior. It was right there, it damaged the ogre who was really far away but did not kill the shank because I was in the way. Sometimes it goes through the player like it's nothing, and sometimes the center of explosion can just go through walls and damage enemies really, really far away. With all of that being said, Wrath of Rasputin follows the same rules. In order to make a Warmind Cell, you have to follow the point system. So, with this build that I will have linked in the description, I can throw grenades on all of these enemies, and each one that dies is going to start adding points. As you can see over there, I've made Warmind Cells connected to each and every one of the enemies that I've just killed. And I can keep throwing grenades and obviously keep adding solar splash damage. That is just going to keep making Warmind Cells. As you can see, as an example, I've now made loads of them. There was about 5 made, maybe 6. It's really hard to tell, and you can just blow up really easily with a sniper rifle. Each mod has its own unique way. Global Reach is what doubles the range from 30 to 60. Blessing of Rasputin is each time you walk into a Warmind Cell, you will collect it. Do take note that the Warmind Cell is a physical object, meaning you can get Goomba stomped by a Warmind Cell if you're not careful. But this will increase the chance of the next time you get a Warmind Cell. This makes the point system go from 7 points needed to make a Warmind Cell to 5 Warmind points in order to collect. Light of the Fire is when you rapidly kill ads, you will make 1 orb of light, no matter what. This usually only happens when you have 3 or 4 more ads killed. Warmind's Light it works as intended, is what it says. Each time you collect a Warmind Cell, you will get 1 stack of Charged with Light, unless you have another mod called Stacks on Stacks. That will give you 2 stacks instead of 1. Grasp of the Warmind will let you pick up and throw the Warmind Cell. This will also reduce the range no matter if you have Global Reach on or not, and it will put it to 20 meters. But you can stick it to an enemy for any intended build, as some mods will give you benefits for enemies being near the Warmind Cell. Modular lighting is when you walk into the Warmind Cell, you will create a burst of arc lightning. This goes up to about 15 meters and can easily kill low tier ads. Strength of Rasputin will restore 50% of your melee charge every time you collect a Warmind Cell. Sheltering Energy will give you the buff Shielded and will last for 20 seconds. Chosen of the Warmind will push foes up to 20 meters away, and I don't mean ads will go 20 meters. It will push each and every ad within a 20 meter radius. If you blow it up, you will also get the damage as well as the pushing. If you just collect it, you'll only push. Burning Cells adds a burning effect for 10 seconds and the range is about 20 meters. Wrath of Rasputin is a very hard one, but solar splash damage will create a Warmind Cell. A good example of that is solar grenades on top tree, middle tree or bottom tree Warlock. Grenades on Titan and Hunter can also do the same as long as it isn't the initial explosion. Some weapons that have explosive effects can also do this, as well as exotics, and I will go into them later. Fireteam Medic. is up to 25 meters and will restore 50 to 75% of instant health regeneration. Rage of the Warmind adds an extra amount of damage, causing a lot more AoE damage when you blow up a Warmind Cell. Incinerating Light is basic. You will get charged with light no matter how many ads you kill. It's got to be 3 or more though. Cellular Suppression is a 15-meter range, and each and every enemy inside of it will get suppressed unless they have resistances against suppression. This is the same as the Titan's Suppressive Grenade. This lasts up to 10 to 13 seconds. Power of Rasputin is one of the mods that goes with Grasp of the Warmind. Power of Rasputin is you will gain extra damage against enemies that are near the Warmind Cell. Warmind Protection will give you resistance to the enemy that is next to the Warmind Cell. It's hard to say how this works, but Warmind's Protection will give you about 10% protection, but it was really hard to tell with the enemies, and it's up to enemies 20 meters from the Warmind Cell. Same with Power of Rasputin. It goes up to 20 meters and increases the damage by 10%, and each and every body shot will count as a crit hit. Warmind's Longevity will just increase the Warmind Cell for an extra 10 seconds, and Light of the Darkness will give you charge with light by rapidly defeating multiple enemies that are near a Warmind Cell using weapons or abilities. If you do not have Global Reach on and you still have another Warmind Cell mod on, you can still make a Warmind Cell, but the second you pop it, you will not be able to go all the way up to 60 meters. Global Reach will obviously double the range. Without Global Reach, the normal range is 30 meters, but when you have the the mod on, it will upper it by double to 60 meters. Do take note, if you use another mod called Grasp of the Warmind, it will make the range become 20 meters with or without Global Reach on. Each Warmind Cell has a duration. Without, this Warmind Cell will now last for 20 seconds. Once 20 seconds is up, it will dissipate without making any effect whatsoever. It will not blow up, it will just disappear. You can get a perk, however, what is Longevity, that will make it go from 20 seconds to 30 seconds. A good side note is if you have one version of Collect a Warmind Cell and get X benefits, you can stack that with other ones so you can get shielded along with the reducing points from 7 to 5. You can also upgrade your melee charge by 50% while collecting a singular Warmind Cell. Some of these good builds will work well with Titan and shoulder charging because you can quickly shoulder charge, make a Warmind Cell, shorten your point system from 7 to 5, and then get your charge after collecting only 2 Warmind Cells. With safer shoulder charge, you can reduce it to only having to collect 1. Another note is Warmind Cells cannot make another Warmind Cell. Sometimes I have noticed that it will bug out and will make a Warmind Cell when it was never intended to. This is usually happening when you have solar splash damage, but it's very rare that it happens. If it happens often to you, count yourself lucky. Another side note is you cannot use any solar weapon to kill an enemy and get a Warmind Cell unless it's solar splash damage. This can work with Xenophage, Sunshot, Ace of Spades, Firefly sometimes, or all the time works. I have not been as lucky as some other people. You can hold a Warmind Cell with Grasp of the Warmind infinitely. I held it for 5 minutes, I can't waste more of my time. Warmind Cells will sometimes bug and will blast through a solid wall to hit enemies on the other side. This isn't 100% going to happen. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Just count yourself lucky if it does. If you die or get a Warmind Cell or wait around 10 seconds, your point system will reset and you're required to get a new set of 7 points to remake another Warmind Cell. If there are any more notes, they will be in the comments down below. If you have your own cool information, please make sure to also add it to the comments, and if I find it very useful, I will make sure to pin it. Warmind cells are very situational though. And when I say situational, I don't mean they're in specific times, I mean with what they're good for. Warmind cells are very good for Atacler, if you can actually hit your shots. But when it comes to boss DPS, they are not that good. Their damage is mostly just to make sure that crowd control is under limits, and whenever you're going out, make sure to target Acolyte Eyes or whatever gives the most points and is easy to kill. In this example, it's very good to kill Acolyte Eyes, and with Taken being one of the prime suspects for, well, the newest dungeon, Prophecy, as this is Season of Arrivals, a lot of these easy kills are made specifically by these enemy types. As you can see here, it's mostly just killing the orange bars because they're easy. And then I have a low red bar here, and they produce constantly, also making a Warmind Cell. But for the boss here, it's going to be useless to use it, so I may as well save for up and clear the ads around. And just to show on how useless it is, or well, not really useless, but it's a waste of time to actually focus on that, is I will make a Warmind Cell here. And as you can see, it did take down a quarter of his health, but this is only a Lost Sector boss. In something higher than 750, it's not going to be that viable. And with all of the information now laid out at the table, I hope you've learned something new. If you have any questions, or you have information that will help fellow Guardians, please leave in the comments down below. And if I remember any of the information that I possibly forgot, I will have a pinned comment at the top with extra notes in the section. But with everything now being said, stay safe, Guardian, and I will see you in the next chapter.